They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another stream, another podcast, another live stream edition here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain. Tonight, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. This is the part 2 and final part of this question that, to my understanding, has not been answered yet. And maybe I have not made myself pretty clear when I did this video the first time. So, I'm probably going to just continue further and maybe wrap up depending on the length of time. So for those that's listening, welcome. And welcome to new subscribers. Welcome any additional subscribers that will come on the Chaos Rain Show. And like always, guys, make sure you smash the like button. And, give this video a thumbs up, which is the same thing. And, leave comments. Comments are always intuitive. It's very interactive. I've responded to a few comments. Some been friendly, which I expect. Funny for my channel, because it is still small, rather it might get big or it might get medium or whatever. I noticed that with the right videos or the right live streams, it does not buzz enough controversy, in my opinion. That could be my fault in general, but who knows? Maybe I haven't found the right one to really poke the bear. But anyhow, the links to follow me are the above. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. Join my Discord service. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23. What else? Last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. All right, those are the introductions. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish up the video that was done about this particular Kenyan woman. And for the sake of conversation, since you guys are watching, and this is the beginning of the show now, I'm going to show you a picture of her social media handler. You might not be able to see this because if I check my phone, it might come a little clear. It might not. Let's check. I'm going to check now, see how it looks on my end. 1 second, guys. It should come up now. As I'm doing this, guys, please hit the like button. Likes are free. All right, where is it? All right, I see. Yeah, guys can see it. Okay. Let me turn on the light. Where is it? Because I'm going to use 2 of my devices. This is the woman that I played in the last live stream. Oh, what's good, August? I hope everything's good. Is my volume good in the chat room? Let me know. This woman right here, this is the woman that says she wants no black men at all. She only will deal strictly dicky for Mr. Charlie, right? And I think she's from Uganda because she was on the show. And I'm going to continue playing more because they asked her a few more questions that is something to really keep an eye on. As you know, most African women nowadays, depending which tribe they are, they're not going to be so big and, too fat, so. But this is her page on social media. What you notice with her is you only see her, but you see no white man, even white man that she says she's in a relationship with, you don't see him nowhere near the picture. I find it very ironic with a lot of these ladies. Where is Mr. Charlie? I'm just saying, where is Mr. Charlie? And I'm just scrolling down. At least she don't bleach, so that's a good sign. Yeah. So y'all see the rest. If you want to know more about that, you might have to go on my Discord to find the actual link to our, I guess, our IG. So now, what we're gonna do now is, I was gonna play, but let me move forward a little bit. I'm gonna move backwards a little bit to play more. This is what a lot of black men in their mind view black women in regards to they feel and the expectation. Yeah, so chill. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Mr. Augustus Levin. All right, let's play this video, and sit back and please, guys, hit the like button. I'll look at periodically and support channel. Super chat, cash app, any general questions. Let's go.
Who has no kind of swag, no kind of communication skills, no game or nothing, it's not going to be an issue for them. He's going to be the prize for them. But if you take that same reverse for the black man, if he's a nerdy man, have no good communication skills, and he doesn't know how to dress, a black woman sees no potential in him. A black man down there has to be perfect in America for the average black woman to like him. This is full of thought. That's a fact. You can get mad all you want, but it's the truth. And I'm going to give you an example for a minute. Let's just talk about DDG for a minute. DDG is way richer than a white man who Halle Bailey's fans want to date. He's way richer. He has more swag, better communication skills. He was valedictorian in high school, and he makes way more money than Halle. But they still would prefer Halle to date an average YT man.
And there's reasons why that is, because, and let me see if I free up. I get the feeling, brother. I get the feeling. Let me see. You know why that is, gentlemen? Why that is? It's like the good elder said it best. And he's smoking his cigar and drinking his liquor.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No. They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn
From God!
Did I explain it, gentlemen? Let's continue.
It's crazy, right? It's because they value the white man more than they value the black man.
Something that is really funny to me is that I don't feel like black women or black men respect each other because, baby, I just got me a Hispanic little man, baby. And, I mean, I got a bill waiting on him just in case. You thirsty? Because he just got off work. What you need? Like, what's the matter? Y'all, because I ain't never did that with my ex. And, I mean, my ex used to spoil me, too. And I was just like, oh my God. It might go back all the way to our ancestors, y'all. They're making us hate each other or whatever. Might be deep rooted, but baby, when I say, I'm trying to figure out how to make him comfortable. Hi. Are you okay?
I wanted to address this video really quickly. What's so interesting about this woman is the level of femininity in the way in which she is showing up for her non-black boyfriend. And she admits this. She goes on to say, like, I am showing up for this man. I just want to make him feel comfortable. I want to make him feel great. I want to make him feel loved. And she didn't say because of his great quality. She didn't say because he has been amazing to her and he has bent over backwards and he's, 6 feet tall. He makes at least 6 figures. He didn't say any of that. He said because he's a smart little man. So she...
No, is she just giving you an excuse to deny you, to reject you, not respectfully, but, nuclear reject you. And it's funny because I know a lot of people say with the pop the balloon. And I found an article because I know was not been discussed yet, but I'll tell you in a second. The Pop the Balloon show, since its inception for the last maybe 2-3 years, has created multiple channels of people making offshoot, I would say, images of the same Pop the Balloon finding love. Now, we all know most people that go on Pop the Balloon are not serious looking for love. They're there to grow a following. And I mean, not just any following, grow a social media following, because let's be honest, the people that's always on there, Pop the Balloon, what's first you notice, guys, is not what they look, their looks, if they look exquisite. You're seeing them, you see the first thing that pops up, their name, which i.e. is their social media handler. So in my mind, if you have a social media handler, that means you want some people to go check you out, to go find you, to subscribe to your so-called channel, right? So how the hell you're looking for love and you're still marking yourself out there? It's better off you to say your name and nothing else. But no, that's not what's going on. They do that just to get a handler, a social media following. So let's keep going.
Obviously has a thing. Maybe he speaks Spanish to her. I don't know. And what's crazy too is she goes on to admit that, oh yeah, you know, maybe this is deep rooted. Maybe this is some self-hatred. Ha ha, kiki, keep it pushing. And y'all, I mean, the level of honesty in this video is really eye-opening. And also it's what we've been saying for a long time. It's what I've been saying for the last few years, that the issue that I see a lot of times with these swirler accounts in this swirler propaganda is that it becomes a reason to overlook blatant self-hatred. And the cold part about it is, like, she literally said this in this video. She's like, oh, I wonder if this has to do with the fact that, like, we were taught to hate each other. But that was like a 5-second thought that didn't cause her to stop and be like, maybe I'm fetishizing this person. Maybe this is serious. Maybe I need to ask myself, like, why am I treating this person so much better? And why have I not showed up in the same way with black men? But it's
they don't show up with black men in good faith, because as you can see now, they're showing up to you because they're hoping that U.S. men, depend we are financially, to spend money while they go around and splurt with the dudes that, i.e., they're more attracted to, or they're looking for a marriage, i.e., Mr. Charlie. And like the gentleman said it best, why black women really go and mingle outside and date outside and have children outside the group.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn
from God. I hope that explains it. Let's go.
And you know what else is really crazy about the scenario? How many times have we heard black women talk about that, you know, black men aren't treating them a certain way, or black men, you know, they're doing 50-50, or they don't show up, they don't treat them feminine, they're not willing to go the extra mile and take them on dates and treat them like a lady. How many times have we heard a black woman complain about that? But how many black
we hear it like it's like white on rice. We hear it constantly. And when you get more understanding of how they move, like literally, what they ask you for or what they demand is nothing in return. And I mean nothing, because they'll go outside a group and will lower their standards just to hope of one or two things: to get a marriage from white dude, not i.e. non-black man, or a baby, because usually the baby is the final nail on the coffin, because once you got that mixed baby, you don't have to worry about anything else personally. Yeah. And really truly, I think most of them will prefer either or, but the mixed baby they'll take all day, even to Tuesday. Yeah. So really truly, the whole premise being continue to waste your time with them, and once they get what they want, you will not gonna see from them again, unless you know they get a nice little settlement or divorce, which most likely 9 tenths the white man's gonna divorce them, and eventually they might come back for what we consider, or what is now being circulated, the reach back. And gentlemen, don't take no reach back, no reach back, absolutely not. I advise you don't do that. Fairies.
women can also honestly say that they are giving the same energy to black men that they might be giving to non-black men. Because based upon this video, she's being honest. right? She's being honest about the fact that she has a thing for Hispanic guys. She wants to be more feminine for Hispanic men, for Latino men, than she wants to be with good black men, by the way. She didn't sit here and say that her ex was abusive or was lazy or whatever. No, she said he spoiled me, but I just wasn't interested. So she literally is saying out of her own mouth that she is overlooking this good. She overlooked and she did not honor or respect, or she basically just didn't think much of this black man who was treating her nice, wasn't interested, and now she's bending over backwards for this Latino man.
Yeah, and here's the fun thing. She's bending backwards for a non-black man like that, and she's paying. She's opening up her goddamn wallet. It's amazing that, when they talk about the standards that they will hold for you, they will lessen for other men. And purpose of them doing that is because they need that mixed child. Hell, they'll probably need that ring from the non-black man and feel validated, be like Miss Aunt, Mrs. Cartwright. No, you're not gonna be Mrs. Cartwright, bitch. You're gonna be Keisha on the block. You're gonna be that type of woman that most dudes gonna have fun with. And after they're done, you go back to the neighborhood or back to the hood, you go. Or better, they said to the streets you go. All right, let's go.
Listen, maybe it's going to work out. I hope it works out. I don't wish her any harm, but I'm saying it's this kind of imbalance that ladies be bringing to the dating market that they're not always honest about. So we can't sit here and say, oh, black men, they don't want to show up for us. White men treat us better. We can't say that, but at the same time, pretend like there aren't an aspect of ladies out there who are literally like giving different treatment. And I asked this on Twitter not too long ago, formerly known as X, like, okay, do you see basically black women showing up for you differently than they do white men? Put another way, like, do you feel like black women have lower standards for white men? And of course, I was not surprised. I got a ton of men who were in agreement. They're like, yeah, like it definitely seems like these ladies have 0 to no standards with white men.
And there shouldn't, because the white man is God. Matter of fact, I got someone better. He explains better than I could say it. And I'm going to fast forward too, because the good elder has been saying this when he was around up to 2021 of December. He told you many times, black women be waiting a fence because they want that.
Trump told y'all they're going to use your dysfunction against you to justify doing what? Getting with God. In other words, the white man. Getting with God. In other words, the white man. Getting with God. In other words, the white man. Getting with God. In other words, the white man. Getting with God. In other words, the white man. Getting with God. In other words, the white man.
Getting with God. And may God watch over you, bitch. Let's go. Peace.
You've had white men come out and say this. You've had white men be annoyed and say, I am so tired. I am so sick and tired of black women basically going and treating me some kind of way and being all extra just because I'm white. Like that's also fetish. That's just fetishizing a person. So,
no, Mr. Chai, no, you're wrong. Black women should be doing that because you know why they do it? Do you really want to know why they do it?
They have to have that dysfunction because the white man getting with God. In other words, the white man getting with God. In other words, the white man getting with God. In other words, the white man getting with God. In other words, the white man.
The white man is really God. You always hear the saying the black man's God. No, that's wrong. The non-black man, or what we call the white man in America, is your God. He is your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ of Latter-day States. He is here to hopefully wash your sins, wash your skin so it can be fully white. And you know how you attain or achieve this whiteness? By getting that mixed biracial child. And like again, yet again, the reparations is simple. How black women could achieve reparations here in America.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
All right.
You a goddamn fuck God!
Let's continue.
This isn't new. We've seen this before. I personally do think the good thing about social media is that there's a level of honesty that's being portrayed. Even if ladies aren't saying it out of their mouth, they're portraying it with their behavior. And so now we can't lie about this anymore. But I'm like, there has to be a level of acceptance that, like, we are no longer in the era when we can just pretend that it's all these black women out here going and engaging in raccoony behavior. There is like the raccoony behavior that is going on in black women that has been going on for quite some time. It is wild. And I think it's particularly egregious right now because it's never really been addressed. Like, there's never really been a microscope put on this kind of just honestly self-hating behavior. And the way that I think it is now, just because it's just so egregious and because the whole world has a chance to see it. Like, you have black women going on TikTok on social media saying that they're so happy that they just got them a white man. Like, they're using these non-black men as, like, I don't know, as prizes. And it's...
How you doing, information man? I hope everything's good with you, brother. As you know, the title speaks for itself. If you have any opinions or anything of any nature, information man, please let me know in the chat room or the comment section. I think this is something to really look at, you know. This is something to really, really examine, like literally. All right, let's keep going. Fair use, fair use.
Kind of strange. And I don't know if it's, I think there's multiple reasons. Like, I do think some ladies do it because they literally just want to make black men jealous. Other ladies do it because they want the validation. Other ladies do it because they just like the idea and they think it's fun, not knowing like y'all, this is real life out here. Okay. And you lowering your standards could literally risk your life. And that has unfortunately been the case. We've seen this happen for black women and black men. So anyways, I mean, I don't have much else to add to.
No, they do it because the whole end game is to get up under this blackness, get rid of this dark skin. Matter of fact, erase or water down the black genome. And the only way the black women are going to achieve this and accomplish this goal, they need to get and create that mix, baby. There's no ifs, ands, buts. There's no in between. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They have to go for this. They got to go out the way and then say, I need to find some sucker or some Mr. Charlie, preferably a geeky one because he's more gullible. He might give me that white womanhood, that white exceptions, if I able to fling and pop this box in front of his face, and maybe I might entice him. I mean, I tell you, it's crazy though. Anyway, next video. Let me make sure it's finished.
This, other than the fact that, like, here again is another honest example of what I have been saying for quite some time. I have no problem with somebody dating outside of their race, but I think we have to really check ourselves and ask ourselves, are you doing that because you really love the person? Are you just seeing them through this false like lens of whether it be through low self-esteem, is it just like a kink that you have or whatever? And if that's the case, then that's not legitimate. And also, can you be honest with the fact, particularly Black women, if you are upset and the way in which Black men are treating you, are you bringing that energy? Are you bringing that energy? And is it possible that you have overlooked good Black men, particularly when you were young, because they just were too boring? Like, I mean, at some point, it's like we gotta be honest. If there's ever to be any change in some of the current dating and relationship dynamics. So, anyway, that's what I got. Okay, we'll talk later.
Well, to ask the question, you already answered your question. It's not always spite they do it. Well, they'll do it to some Black men that will probably push back against them, so you can't get no white men, like I said. And mind you, women can get men. It's easy to get a man, ladies. You already shown that front. And I mean up front, literally. All you do is pull down your drawers, expose your hole, and that'll work. Very few men are going to turn down the box, unfortunately. So Mr. Charlie, oh yeah, he'll take your box. No doubt he will. All right. So moving on. Now I'm gonna go to my good friend and my good Haitian friend Nefertari. And he went in and did his own take on it, which I've done a little take, and I'm going to continue doing the take on it to wrap up the video that what you're going to watch now. And I'm going to say some things for all the Black men that think about this and really think long and hard about race loyalty. Let's go.
Right, Ken Ganda. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. When it comes to Ken Ganda, I'm definitely a fan of the channel. Now, it was an interesting video. He was speaking to this young lady from Uganda, right? Take a look up on the screen. The video was entitled, "No Black Men Allowed." And the young lady being interviewed was basically, they were having a conversation with her and basically trying to get a deeper understanding of her mentality. Now, I watched the video and I think it was a lot of things that we can discuss. So not wasting no time, let's jump straight into it.
I don't date Black men. Yes, I only date white men. Yeah, for my interest, those who know me, I always tell my friends, like, I don't like Black men because of some reasons.
What are those reasons?
Reasons? I like that culture, that different culture about those white men. They have something special with them. Like in terms of relationship.
Oh, and for those that don't know, I covered this in the first channel. I gave my own short but extensive take on it, and I'm going to wrap up because I only did a half portion of that particular video. But this brother's going to go and give his take, which I might give some pushback, I might not. We'll see. Let's go for yours first.
You know that these small things is us ladies who want, ladies like me who want, these men are always straightforward with love.
The white men.
Yes, the white men are straightforward with love. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you he doesn't like you. If he's just using you, at least from day one, you know he was using you.
Like I said, she's from, Uganda, brothers in that region, the Uganda, the Kenyas, that region, or the continent, brothers. You got what's going on over there, brothers? What's going on over there, man? I'm not going to say too much, but you already know what I mean when I say that. What's going on over there, brothers? I'm not saying that similar mentalities can be seen in other parts of the continent and other parts of the world, right? You can find these, warped mentalities all over the world. But I'm just saying, brothers in that East African region, what's going on, my brothers? What's going on? Now, let's get into it. Now, unfortunately, like I titled the video, "The Brainwashed."
Now, as you can tell, the image speaks for itself. It's showing America, Canada, and I think I don't know what that flag is on the upper top of the screen. Do you guys recognize that flag that the man's displaying right now? Because I don't. Please leave in the comment section. But it shows that some of these old, fat, decrepit, non-Black men, if they have not received love in their homeland, particularly in the West, they will surely take a trip out in the far, far East, some parts of Africa, and they'll get themselves one of Black women, preferably young ones, and I mean young ones, and they're going to engage in a lot of intercourse with all the natives up there and probably create bastard children. And the bastard children mean they're going to create the same mixed children that the one lady or the sister, the Pie, her name is Pie, said that's what she loves. She wants mixed babies because they look pretty. The brainwash. No, she's not brainwashed. She's delusional. Let's be honest. All right, let's keep going.
Divester archetype. I believe I probably discussed it before, but basically this is somebody who has a very warped and distorted image of European culture, right? Unfortunately, maybe due to the educational system she was brought up in, maybe due to the media that she consumed growing up as a child, a variety of factors I think they're going to discuss in the video. But you end up with individuals who have a warped perception of European culture, right? All of their testimony comes from the falsified history books and the Hollywood movies. So that's where you get somebody like her saying, man, you know, the European culture brings honesty and integrity. And when they say something, they mean it. And when they, you know, when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. And you could trust them. You know, you could trust, like, bro, I'm telling you, if you ask a white woman the same question, she's not going to be giving the same testimony. She's not going to be talking about, oh man, the integrity and the honesty of the white man. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, the brainwashed divester archetype, probably one of the more innocent archetypes, but still, you know, very sad when you see it. But like I said, brothers, this is why you got to stay away from women who did outside the race, man, because like I say, man, I'm not playing when I say that. I'm not playing when I say that, bro, you know, because like they said, the woman passes down the culture. The woman is going to transmit the values and ideology down to the children. Do you want your children having similar mentalities like this? That's why you got to vet the woman you're dealing with, brothers. Now let's continue.
Would you not talk to them because they're black?
Talking is talking, and
I mean, dating.
I wouldn't, because I really.
Remember, let's be clear here. Most men, black men generally, we're not going to know the woman that we're interacting with or we're really giving our time and energy could be a potential divester. The only way you're going to know if she's really out there swirling up, being throat goat to other groups of men, is she will eventually reveal her deeper ambitions, her hand on how she treats you. If she's not giving you that same grace and glory and that proper treatment like what she'll do to other groups of men, then it tells you she is highly and really is a divester. And not in a good way either. You know, some even will cuss you out for your existence. Imagine these women that have children. Oh my God, the horror. It creates more confusion if depending if the child comes out more like them, if they have more darker skin. So, like I said, you will never know or really have a clear idea who will be who. Only thing that it will reveal is how they treat you is one indication, and there's many more, many more. All right, let's keep going. Fair use.
I wouldn't want to waste his time.
So even though you black American, Ugandan American, you would still say no.
I would still say no.
Okay.
Literally, and deep in me, I also want to have mixed babies. That's my dream.
Okay, let's talk about that. Why do you want to have mixed babies?
I feel like okay. I don't want to say it out.
No, say.
I like mixed babies because I think it's my preference.
Do you think?
I've seen them, like I like their hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have, sorry for being so blunt, do you have self-hate because you are dark skinned that you'd wish to have children who look different from you, their mother? Sorry for being blunt. I'm just saying.
Oh, it cannot be hatred. It's just a preference. It's just like someone said.
Oh yes, you could be self-hatred. And let me tell you why you could be self-hatred. Because if a black man exercises his option, say he wants a woman and she of his liking, and he prefers women that are not so heavily black or more like light skin or even goddamn nearly white. You won't say that's his preference. You think he's self-hatred. Because let's be honest, gentlemen. Let's be clear, gentlemen. Let's be clear. And let me make myself bigger because I gotta let y'all see this. Let's be clear. The only person that cannot be self-hating in the 21st century when it comes to black folks is black women. They already told you they cannot be self-hatred because they are the ones by the end of the day, by default, said that they must and have preference. You are not supposed to have preference. You're only supposed to pick them, choose them, and only solely to them. You give your time, divide attention, even your money, if you have some, solely to them. No ifs, ands, or buts. anytime you pivot and go the other direction, they will chastise you. They will make fun of you. Hell, not make fun. They'll say names, nasty things. They will shame you in your decisions to go and find a woman that doesn't look or represent them, because in their mind they are the ones that have to make guard against your actions. Because let's be clear, let's be clear, and I'm not saying this to really, no, I'm really keeping it real with you. They do this because they're hoping that they'll get that non-black man to take them in fully. And once that happens, then obviously they'll say, all right, if it happens to you, that's fine. If you lose your life, that's fine. If you die alone, that's fine. I don't really care about you. Anyway, you're only here from means to end, and you're going to serve me regardless. Once you cannot serve me, and I already got Mr. Charlie, I would even go as far as make Mr. Charlie see you. And that's when it comes problematic, gentlemen. And this is very much not so. This is not the reality, but let's be real here. You see it constantly. Their actions speak better than what they'll tell you what they're gonna do. Let that sink in. All right, let's go. Peace.
Thing. Are you a vegetarian, or you don't like, or you eat chicken?
So could you see yourself being with you see yourself being married to a white man? How do you feel his family would accept you being from Africa?
I believe with love, you're marrying a person, you're not marrying a family.
But how do they see it? It doesn't. I mean, that's how you feel. But what about, they're probably not going to look at it in the same way that you see it.
If someone really loves you, he'll fight for you. Yes, he'll fight for you, because there are some people who don't have families, especially the white men. They have, some are born alone.
Now, in this segment of the interview, in this segment of the episode, O'Shea had asked her, okay, well, what do you feel about the family dynamics of everything if you go down that path, right? And then she went on to say, well, love is love. If a man loves you, he gonna fight for you. And then she went on to say, well, there are certain men who have no families, or there are certain men who are alone or whatever like that. And like I said, man, those are probably not the men who come from the best, situation or the best background. If a man says he has no family, or the man, he's alone, like I said, those are the type of guys who you would probably find treating East Africa like a sex tourism destination. Guys from shady backgrounds and things like that. Back in their country, there was nobody, but in East Africa, they could be somebody. Typically for most men, especially men of a certain caliber, family means a lot to them, right? Family ties, traditions, customs, it means a lot to them. And when I say men of a certain caliber, I'm talking about men of all backgrounds. And especially when you get with that man, you are integrating into that man's culture. You are taking that man's last name. You becoming part of the family, right?
And to go any further, you will take everything, including his direction, his leadership, which, I think most black women don't mind listening to non-black man leadership, regardless if it's half-assed or not even, they're not even leaders to someone that don't really show leadership. But yet again, as long as they're white, it's all right. Like my good friend, Mr. Roger said, any white man will do. And trust me, most black women will pick any white man and they'll do. They're not too picky when it comes to Miss Charlie. All they do is they see you head to toe. If you look tall, you might be not too fat. Some of them might be fat. And you have white skin, and obviously your hair's going to be straight. They'll take you in. Hell, they'll cook for you. Hell, they might even... Let me stop. All right, let's go.
Now, obviously, she hasn't thought that deep into the future, or maybe because she has a falsified image given to her by the history books and the Hollywood movies, maybe she's assuming that because she said, oh, well, because they're so honest and full of integrity, they're going to automatically accept me. Now, unfortunately, because we are not the authors of our own history, right? We are not the authors of these textbooks. We are not the producers of these Hollywood movies. We are not on the sets, funding and backing and mass producing these TV shows that our children watch on a daily basis. What happens is you leave the minds of your children exposed to all these ideological infections. The same exact educational curriculum and the same exact Western media that puts in the minds of the young white supremacists that he is superior to you is the same exact education and the same exact media that convinced this young lady that the Europeans are full of honesty and integrity, and I want mixed babies, and if the white man loves me, he gonna fight for me. The root of these two different mentalities comes from the same source, but it manifests in different ways, right? The young white child grows up, he consumes the curriculum, he consumes the media, and he grows up believing in his superiority over other groups, right? The young black child grows up, consumes the curriculum, consumes the media, and he grows up believing in the inferiority of his own group. It comes from the same source, but it manifests itself in different ways. Now, before we jump back into the clip, you already know, album out now. Album available everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify. Go to the homepage of my YouTube channel, my playlist section, Sahel 18.
All right. Support the brother. All right, let's keep going.
So I grew up seeing them as nice people. So when I
Uh-huh.
tried dating one, I felt it.
You feel safe.
Yes,
It's
I
taking
felt
back to your
safe.
childhood.
Yeah, it's
And
from
that's something you
childhood. They were just so like loving, playing with
future.
us, giving us the dolls, the gifts, and I got just interested in them. Yeah.
Because you saw them as giving you nice things.
Yeah, at my
So I
young
feel like
age.
these are good people.
They treated
Uh-huh.
you nicely.
Yeah,
they
treated
were
us
caring.
Now, they had just straight up asked her, so where did you get this idea? Like, where did this mentality begin where you automatically had these positive assumptions?
You know, I sometimes question when I hear people like her, and she's very young. I think she's in her 20s. If I'm right, could be wrong, or mid to late 20s. I always think, where do you get this type of thinking that this all European men, non-black men generally, are loving, good, and this, that, and third? I once assume that they get this from the education system. This is what I assume, right? But when I think about the long term of things and how women conduct and carry on now, I will have to firmly disagree. And the reason why is because most, and pretty much say all women, do the same thing. They do the same thing. And not only that, a lot of people say black people generally, they're very ignorant to really understanding the information at hand. Knowing the internet, or if you know how to search for things, lay out much more crisper of the actual history that's not being talked about in these books. Because let's be fair and real. Talking about your history in your own culture is considered suicide to these people. So yeah. All right, let's keep going. Fairies. And make sure you guys hit the like button.
Of Europeans and white folks in general, right? Especially, you live in an all black country. So where did you get the direct testimony and direct experience to have all this inside information, right? And then she started mentioning, when she was a young girl, going to church, right? Going to Sunday school. And I'm assuming those sentiments stuck with her throughout her life. Now, it's crazy because when you examine, for those of you that watch my channel, my mentality, right? And I always make mention of my childhood and my upbringing and how much of an effect it had on me. Right? The same way how she was looking up to the white folks as the gods and the saviors. I didn't have the same experience, right? So, I looked at my mother and father. I grew up in a healthy, environment, right? Mother and father still together, still to this day. Grandmother, grandfather, they was rocking till the day he died, right? On both sides of the family, right? Everywhere, all over my family, black couples, black love, black family, stability, love, family structure, every child being raised in a healthy environment, no tragic stories, nothing like that, right? So I have a very healthy image of my people, right? I was a child that grew up around the love, surrounded, inculcated, buried, enveloped in the love of my people, from my people. So obviously when I grow up, I become a man, I'm going to have a deep love for my people. I'm going to have a positive image of my people. Because when I look back on my life, I can look back on nothing but positive experiences. And that goes back to what I say, the mentality of the woman you get with is so important, right? Because if you get with a woman who doesn't have the similar experience as you, she doesn't have a positive image of her own people, right? She can't really draw back on them positive memories around her own people, being surrounded by the love of her people like you can. You're probably not going to be compatible, brother. You're probably not going to be compatible, man. So like I said, man, when I say these things, bro, I'm really talking. I'm really having some real talk with my brothers, man. Now let's continue.
Storytime music.
I mean, you can have to talk with a lot of young black men or men that's a little older. And remember, Destiny is probably 30s here. And I'm not saying you still have a long way to go, but you're pretty much there, brother. The one for you to keep in mind, most black people today, the choice is theirs if they want to stay in and still keep the black genome, black lineage going, or water down by going outside the group and producing the so-called mixed babies that come back and bite or entice them in the future. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Fairies.
Let me ask you something. So let's say, for example, I'm a firefighter, right? And I'm at the top of the hill. And I decide I want to go and set the fire down from the hill. So I run down the hill, I set the fire. I go back up to the hill. I'm seeing all the terror. Then I say, let me go down and put the fire out. So I go back down and I put the fire out. And everybody looks at me as the hero. Would you say that I'm a good person, or would you say I'm a bad person if I were to do that?
I would say you're not a good person.
Why?
Because why did you set the fire?
Okay.
If you want to be seen as a hero, seen as God.
Yeah. Am I a good person or a bad person?
I feel like you're actually a dangerous person.
All right, we back. Now, O'Shea tries to draw an analogy because she had talked about her upbringing in Sunday school, seeing how she's seen the white folks coming with gifts and coming with, looking at the white folks as the gods and the saviors. So he had said, okay, would you look at me as if I was a good man if I set fire to an entire area, right? And then I came back around, with the fire truck trying to, put out the fire. Would you look at me as if I was an honorable, man of integrity and honesty? Or would you look at me as if I was a man of a bad reputation? And she said, I think you are a dangerous person, a bad person, right? But she wasn't able to make the connection in her mind, right? Because when you look at instances of, missionaries coming, or, the white folks coming to give out, blankets and water bottles and things like that, really essentially what they're doing is coming back around with the fire truck after less than a century ago, they was all over the place setting fire to everywhere they went. But due to the fact that, unfortunately, she's been inculcated with the indoctrination of falsified history books and Western media and Hollywood movies, she's not able to make the connection in her mind. She probably
I would say she is able to make the connection if it's based on just the white man and his glory and why he is looked at as a god to her eyes. She'll probably make the connection there. But in regards to making a connection, if you're using black man in a scenario of being bad and good, she's going to automatically by default say you're bad, you're evil, etc., etc. Remember, when a black person self-hates, they self-hate on themselves. Everything that they do or they contribute to society, they're always going to think there's never enough because there's always somebody newer going to do something. Yeah, so that's how it works. Let's go. Fairies.
honestly doesn't really have the knowledge of what happened to her country. The real knowledge, right? The history books that she was given is most likely speaking from the perspective of the European colonists. Most likely 9 times out of 10, that's what's going down, right? The perspective in the history books is from the perspective of the European colonists, right? It's usually a narrative that's beneficial or paints the European colonists in a positive image. For example, one example of the whitewashing of history, there was a French general during the Haitian Revolution, one of the most barbaric white supremacists to ever walk the earth, right? His name was General Rochambeau, right? From the Haitian perspective, we know General Rochambeau as a bloodthirsty criminal, right? Who at one point, he had ordered for 1,000 black men and women to be drowned in the Caribbean Sea in one single afternoon. He pioneered the gas chamber, right? He turned his ship into a gas chamber by shoving our ancestors in the deck and suffocating them with sulfur, right? But from the European perspective, the French perspective, Rochambeau is known as a valiant officer who served faithfully for the French cause and who was a generous man and who, as a sign of good faith, donated his best horse to Dessalines as a sign of friendship. That is how they describe Rochambeau from the Western perspective, from the European perspective, right? From our perspective, we know him as a criminal, a barbarian, a genocider, a sanguinaire, right? That's what we call him. We don't have no respect for him. But from the European perspective, he's known as a respected and brave general. And when you go to the Catholic schools in Haiti, because they're teaching it from the Catholic curriculum, they are teaching the young children in Haiti that Rochambeau was a generous man, and a whole bunch of other falsified historical narratives based around the revolution. But that's what happens when you surrender the minds of your children to outside groups, right? These are the type of individuals that get produced. Now, let's continue.
Seen as God.
Yeah, am I a good person or a bad person?
I feel like you're actually a dangerous person.
Dangerous?
Yes. Because why would you set fire and then want to be seen as a god, as a hero? Yes. Why are you creating that? promotion. You're going to hurt people. You're not caring about people's feelings. You're just caring about you being praised until being seen as a god. Why? So I don't think you'll be a good person.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you see Uganda and you think like Uganda has problems, do you think that they've gotten there by themselves? Do you think that they've been helped to be where they are?
Being helped by who?
Well, I'm just asking. Do you think Uganda's poor?
I think it's among the poor countries, but it's not the poorest.
One of the poorest.
One of the poor countries.
Not
Okay.
the
Not
poorest.
the poorest.
But it's still poor.
Who colonized Uganda?
The British.
The British. Do you think that the British really destroyed parts of Uganda or helped destroy Uganda to where it is now?
It's both ways. Because without colonizing, you wouldn't see these trains. You wouldn't see this development. You wouldn't see this English.
Wait,
we wouldn't be communicating.
Wait.
Now, unfortunately, O'Shea was unsuccessful in trying to get through to her because she pushed back and said, well, the Europeans brought, development and they brought the English language. Now, brothers, you see why I tell you, you got to avoid women who date outside the race, brother. Do you want your young son or daughter talking like this, acting like this? Do you want your legacy acting like this, talking like this? The women come into the comment section and think I'm just bashing. No. It's a method to my madness. Man. We are not bashing you. We are simply trying to avoid certain mentalities and personalities. That's all it is, man. We are simply trying to separate the quality from the quantity, right? And we're trying to congregate amongst the quality. That's all we doing. Now, when she said that, she pretty much confirmed my speculations, right? When I met.
No, there's no speculation. She was adamant. She was clear in what she wants, what she'll deal with, who she desires, who she really choose. So there was no hidden agenda. There's nothing hidden that she was hiding from you. She was just blunt, serious. That's all. All right. Damn, I'm feeling it. If I'm a little out of it, guys, don't mind it. I'm trying to keep up. All right. Let me check my thing here. Oh, hold on. That was us. Let's keep going. Fairies.
She's getting her testimony. She's getting her ideology from the falsified historical narratives that she's taught in school, right? She also mentioned a Sunday school, the Christian church, right? So when I take into account those factors, I can understand how she might come out and develop the mentality that she has. Of course, it's sad, right? Of course, it's sad. A nice looking young lady, but unfortunately, it is what it is, man. That's the world that we live in. Now, unfortunately, in the Western narrative of history, a child that is raised upon the Western narrative, they're going to end up with this mindset because you're being raised on the false premise that your adversary is actually the hero and the protagonist of the entire story. And what's even worse is your ancestors, right? The real freedom fighters who actually had to overcome the adversary, they're being painted as the villains, right? They're being painted as the evildoers, right? Even when you take into account, like I mentioned, the Haitian Revolution, they paint Dessalines as a tyrant, a blood.
But before he goes into the Haitian perspective, let's look at things now. Have you noticed most TV shows now that if there are any black man, he's gonna play the two things. Roughly, he might play a gangster, low-level gangster, a villain type, or he's gonna play the flame fag or the homosexual man, right? Or the watered down sissy man. And by doing so, you are promoting the weakness, the frailness, the degenerate side of black men in live theater, where people sit there watch, and when you watch enough times, you're going to oversee and perceptualize and include all, and I'm not meaning some, but all black men as those type of beings. While in return, they promote themselves, non-black men, as heroes, things to remember, some to glorify, some to worship. That is subversion. I don't know if that's the right word to say. That is mind control. That is programming at its best. And it's a very much deceiving type of programming because it does some things to the psychology of a man or woman, especially woman, when she constantly consumes this type of content every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, morning, afternoon, and nighttime. It does something to your psychology in a very bad way. All right. Let's keep going. Phase.
bloodthirsty tyrant, a genocider who genocided the French people. That is how Dessalines is taught from the Western perspective, from the European perspective, right? And when they talk about Napoleon, they talk about Napoleon, man. Napoleon marched across Europe, the greatest general of all time. But from our perspective, from the Haitian perspective, we know Napoleon as the guy who ordered for our extermination. Napoleon gave an order in front of the entire world to exterminate the entire Haitian people, right? But when the Europeans talk about Napoleon, they talk about, oh man, the greatest general who ever lived, right? So obviously we have two different perspectives. Our perspectives between the African and the European, it's in direct conflict. So now, fast forward to this young lady, you get a lady who's raised on the European narrative of Ugandan history. So her perspective that she was given is the Europeans, they brought, the English language, and they brought development, and they brought civilization. You notice how she didn't make any mention of the brutal military expeditions that the British launched in Uganda in the late 1800s. I can only imagine.
She's not going to bring up that because, and I'm going to say this, it's going to sound effed up. I think this chick that's on sitting amongst that panel is an airhead, in my opinion. She does look like she is somewhat slow, and I mean somewhat. And Nora, you see the pictures of her on her personal page with a hat, like she graduated from some. I'm not sure where you graduate from, where your degree is in, but most likely 9 tenths if you ladies are going to school. When I see y'all go to school and graduate, I know you're graduating with low-level degrees. It's not something that, let's be honest, we can use now. And I'm not knocking people that got a degree, but let's keep real. A lot of black folks think that because they got a degree, they're smarter and they achieve and arrive in regards to intellect. No, you got a long way to go to become intellect. It's a process. It's beyond genetics. It's something you have to be constantly work on. You make time to better your situation and better your knowledge, which in return will better your intelligence. With a little work. I mean, that's going to require to be creative, maybe read some more, or do some things to expand your mind. It's not a given thing that you're just going to be now straight intelligent because you go to 12 to additional 4 years of schooling. No, that's why most people that go out there and go to school for years still come out dumb. Because a lot of them have never did the actual self-development to better their minds outside the classroom, in my opinion. That's how I look at it. Let's go. Aries.
An innumerable amount of black men that lay down their lives to defend their territory, right? But their memory, their legacy, their contribution is not even noted. It's not even spoken about. She doesn't even acknowledge it because she was never given it from the European perspective. They're not going to talk about how they came in and massacred your people, right? In her mind, she's not even thinking about that. She's thinking about the English language and the so-called development that came to Uganda as a result. Unfortunately, this is what happens. And I'm sure probably a similar phenomenon is probably, taking place in Kenya, where they're not really aware of their history to the level that they're supposed to, because Kenya produced one of the most famous black men to take up arms against European colonialism in Dedan Kimathi, right? But then when you go to Kenya, a similar phenomenon taking place in Kenya. You got a bunch of, big back, washed up white dudes flying to Kenya for sex tourism. A bunch of guys who back in their home country, they'll be looked at as a joke, right? But they come over to Kenya and they having a ball, right? The same country that produced Dedan Kimathi. Like I said, man, we really have to start, studying our history and really passing down our history down to our children from an early age before their minds get surrendered over to the adversary and they start walking around talking stupid. Imagine you're Dedan Kimathi in the afterlife and you're looking down on women from East Africa in the modern day, brother. Come on, brother. Come on. I know Dedan Kimathi looking down mad as hell. Anyway, let's continue.
When you were in school, you studied about colonization.
Yes.
From Oshe's point of view. Yeah. You studied colonization, and by the way, which is a very important thing to ask, when you think about colonization that you studied in school, do you think the colonization of the whites towards Ugandans you studied in school is painting them as good people or bad people?
Everything has a bad and good.
Wait. No. Let me. Okay, that's could be some benefits.
There's no good and bad. Either you're one way or the other. That good and bad bullshit does not exist. There are polarities for a reason. There are opposites for a reason. It is the natural balance and natural order of continuation of the existence of life. For you to say there's good and bad, that tells me you're still giving you're giving the non-black people a more leg up for them to continue engage in sort of how can I say this? They continue to mess around with you in front of your face and behind your closed door and behind your backs, without your knowledge. Because you don't see no bad in them. You always see there's some good in them. So they're going to play games with you. All right, let's go.
But the whites are no longer here, and you want mixed babies. And there are a lot of people who want skin lightening and all of those things, but the whites are really not here. So it's okay to bring the development, but if a person teaches you to almost hate yourself and to destroy everything that, like most talented Ugandans are living abroad, what I'm saying is the whites are the same people that start the fire and put it out. So when you're looking at them as a youth and they come into your church, those are the same people that have helped destroy you as a group. And the way that you feel about yourself or even about others, you don't think that they help do that? So what I'm saying is, when you're looking at them as being nice, it's not nice to do the things they've done. My ancestors were brought in slave ships, the British, to America and beaten, whipped. Not to say you care about those things, but now to look at those same people and say that those people are nice, you can't be nice and do people like that. I mean, in Congo, they cut your arms off. So what I'm saying is, even though you look at them as being nice, that's not how Uganda got to its position. They're just as bad as the people that go down and set the fire and then put it out. So that's what you were experiencing when you were a kid. Oh, you're like, oh, these people are so great. Well, how are they that great? I mean, you have all these people that...
You know, she just sitting there just reminiscing and thinking about it. But I know by her demeanor, she really don't give a F about all that. She's saying, where the white man at? She looked for him right now to go and be a nice little throat goat to him and probably give up the back door to him. There he is.
In order for whites to be successful, why is it that Africans have to be at the bottom? And yet you're saying like, oh, these are great people.
Now, shout out to O'Shea. Salute to O'Shea. You know, me and O'Shea, you know, we've had our verbal conversations. I've definitely confronted him on these YouTube streets on a number of occasions. But on this aspect, in this conversation, I got to tip my hat. You definitely contributed positively to this conversation. And when it comes to her, listen, let her do whatever she wants, man. Let her do her thing. Contrary to popular belief, I don't have a problem when they do whatever they do. They say whatever they say. My thing is this. I just hate when they try to come back around later down the line when things eventually don't work out, right? And we've examined this phenomenon in depth on my channel, right? We've seen women like her multiple times, or, oh man, the white man full of honesty and integrity, the white man protector and provider. Things don't work out, then they want to run back to the black man. Now all of a sudden, oh, I love my ancestors. I want a black man and I want beautiful black babies. That's my thing that gets on my nerves, right? That's the thing that I cannot stand, brothers. If she comes back,
it's not what you can't stand, is what she's, and like most black women in the West, and because she's not the only one. She's in Africa, a black nation where it's pure black people. I know the feeling when you're in a country where it's 60 or 70% only us. A lot of black people today, I'm gonna be honest with you, will feel frustrated and feel unease living in a fully black country. Hell, some black people in America don't want to live in a fully black country. Can you imagine that? They want to live in a country that has some white or somewhat damn near bright people around them. It makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel happy. And y'all know I'm not saying no bullish. I'm telling the real truth. I'm keeping it real with y'all. Most, maybe all, or maybe not all, but let's say all for now, black people want to live in environments where there is a mixed crowd. They don't want to live in all areas, or pretty much all resided cities in numbers where it's just only us. They're going to feel uncomfortable. And the reason why that is because some, but all, majority, not some, view and see themselves as evil, as the devil. And they look at other groups that's not black as God-like. Some to be praised, some to be worshipped, some to be look at and adore in respectfulness. So, you know, black people, especially this chick, she do what she wants. And then she's going to still have her opinion and still wants to come back when she's ready. No, she said she's not. She will. Give her time. Fair use.
Back around in 5 years wearing a goddamn dashiki. wearing the big Afrocentric jewelry, rocking the head wraps. That's what I cannot stand. That's what makes me want to take my head and smash it up against the concrete and fracture my damn skull. And we've examined that so many times on my channel. We've examined that so many times, man. Like I said, they build up this fantasy in their mind, right? Then they find out the truth through their own direct experience. Then they realize that this image that they built up in their head of the white man is really not accurate. It's really informed by them, like I said, by the history textbooks that are full of lies and the Hollywood movies that are also full of lies. And the stupid TV shows like Scandal, right? Dumbass shows like that, right? But then when they find out the truth, then they want to run back to the black man. Then they find value in the black man, in the black family, and black children and black babies, right? That's when I want to smash my head up against the wall. But like I said, as long as she stays over there, brother, it's all love. I got love for you, sis. You're still a black woman. I still got love for you. I don't wish nothing bad upon you. Just stay over there with them white folks. Stay over there. We're going to be over here, right? Stay over there. We're going to be over here, right? We're going to be over here congregating with the real black women, and you're going to be over there hanging out with Mr. Charlie, right? Do your thing. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Well, she's going to do her thing, and she's going to come back like Molson. The reach back is real. Now, final video I'm gonna play is to wrap up this whole conversation with her, Miss. What's her name? What the hell is this chick's name again? I think Noble Pie. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up with this chick. Yeah, we're gonna wrap her up. Yeah. Oh, one thing that came to my mind, and I forgot to say this on one of the previous live stream, the one with the what's her name? Tamara Hall. And women like her, or in general, because they have sons, right? Or even black women that might have some sons, right? This is something that kind of hit me maybe a week ago too, and I've concluded, this is just me, guys. I think, and this is a question that never was asked, but it should be asked for a lot of men, brothers, to understand that why does black women do not teach the truth on their black sons, on the white man in general, and tell them that the white man is your compare, he is your enemy, all that stuff. You know why she never will tell her black sons that? And the simple answer is this: because behind closed doors, your black mom works too hard to get on her knees and become throat goats to men of color, these other groups of men. So she cannot promote and teach you a message, if she does love you, brothers, to really look at other groups of men as your adversaries, your enemy, and something that you must always compete and fight against. Because if she promotes that, you will do what's necessary to get yourself out of the situation. So because of her lustful desires, she's gonna, pretty much teach you nothing. That's why, if you think about why she only teaches, why she doesn't really read to you or do things that's necessary to help empower you, because in her mind, to keep you disenfranchised and very malnutrition in general, in all areas, education, all that stuff, is that way she has the opportunity to still be in bed with Miss Charlie in his ways. And that's gonna sound controversial, but that's the honest overall truth. Now back to this video here. We're gonna wrap up this video here, and we're going to see what more question they had to ask this chick about why she wants non-black men and all that nonsense. So the final part of no black men allowed. Let's go. Fair use. And please, guys, support the channel, hit the super chat or whatever. Let's go.
Either you fight or you have to, you believe that hard working can make you get your own.
Do you think a white man can fix your life and give you everything, compared to you working to be something or have something?
Even a black man can do, but to me, it's preference. I combine a lot. Yes.
You combine. You said you combine a lot. What do you mean combine?
I consider different things. I don't consider only property. I consider respect, consisting on your word.
I think my thing is when you share your notion, like your opinion with the two gentlemen that you've dated. Do they go along with you? Are they in support of your opinion? Because I'm thinking when you guys are talking, you also have to talk about your countrymen.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
You tell them you
come
don't
up.
date black men.
Yeah, what do they say? Do they support that, or do they say something else?
Why would I tell him I don't date black men? Love is
Oh.
love. I just tell him I like you.
Oh, you don't talk about black anything.
Why would I wouldn't talk about, because why?
Do you think if you told a white man, well, you know what? I like you, but the reality is I wouldn't be with a black man like this. Do you think if you were open to that, he would think you're self-hating?
Yeah, I would think you're racist, something which is
Towards your own people.
Yeah, true, which is not good.
And you don't want them to have that picture of you.
Yeah, but you don't have to prove to someone when you love them.
Oh.
I just have one question, last question. So you dated two white men.
Yeah.
You're no longer with either one.
So far I'm with the second one.
Oh, the second one.
Can we talk about the age bracket?
Okay.
Yeah.
What age bracket is he in?
He's in 30.
Oh, okay.
Because you came to the dating show. So how did he feel about you coming to the dating show?
Yeah.
If you have a white boyfriend.
These people are open. If you tell him it's just a show, he will understand. Because you have to trust me. I trust you. Yes.
You think a black man won't be that?
Hell no.
I don't think he will understand that better. He will think you're maybe Wetega.
So how did she get on the show? Was
No, if you tell your Mr. Charlie, if you deal with the right one, he would be opposed to it. But if he's very lax and tells you it's cool, 9/10 of the time, the man is already have your replacement on deck. What do you mean? Listen, what do you mean? You know what I said? If he does not show any concern, you going on a dating show looking for alleged love, he's already got you tight nip, and he's already got another Ugandan woman on the side, probably 2 or 3. Because let me tell you something: if it's a non-black man going to an African country being praised and loved, he's having sex with all you ladies in that area. And trust me, you ladies I could carry with, because the whole premise of you ladies giving it up with little ease is to get this.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn for good.
For good. Fair use.
Was it Lincoln or?
Yeah.
Yeah, she came to.
Was it through an agency or something or what?
Through an agency, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, have you cheated on him with a black man?
No.
Not yet.
Would you do
Not
it?
yet. I wouldn't, because
She said not yet. No, she said no, and I would say I might believe her. And the reason why I would say is why I believe her, because this. She seemed like a sweet woman. Naive, stupid, but sweet. And she knows what she's getting into. She won't dare cheat on Mr. Charlie, because remember, guys, the whole premise is to keep them as long as they can, because the notion is the reason why you stay in it, because he is God to your eyes, ladies, bitch. He is God, and you can't question God. You're not going to leave God. You know, black people work so hard to be in God's grace, to hopefully get into the gateways of heaven, so that way they could fly in those pearly gates and see everybody that they once loved and all stuff. In their mind, for them to reach heaven, they must love, respect, and hold on to non-black people, i.e. Mr. Charlie, Zaddy. So, and trust me, Christianity is very heavy on it. I don't care what people say they might learn Muslim or Islam or not. No. Most women that when they think and talk like this, they think operate like Christians. All right, let's go. Very serious.
I know what I want, and I've got what I want.
So that means he ticks off some things.
Yes.
Do you think he's serious with you for marriage?
I think I'm not God. I don't know what is in his mind because these people are not God. They're also human beings. Yes. So I am not God, but so far things are well.
Okay. Well,
Did
her
he
mind is.
also want
What
your
more
booty?
can we say?
No, guys.
Did he also want
By the way, because you found out the black guy wanted your behind.
Yeah.
The first guy, he also wanted your behind.
Behind.
Did you do it, by the way, with the first guy?
She said no.
Is that the reason why you guys broke up?
Yes,
she
because
said
because
yes.
why these people, if they want something, they insist on it. They stick on it.
either they
If you
get
don't
it
like
or
it,
not.
it will even if it's water. If he says that I want water, he doesn't like it. If you give him water, he will just get pissed off.
So the second one has not asked you to pass your behind.
He hasn't because he doesn't want.
Listen, he might not want it with you, but you're not knowing if he's doing it with other women. Stupid. You know, the funny thing what a lot of ladies say, and they don't understand this, especially if you're dealing with men in Africa and dealing with men outside Africa. And a lot of black women, I think they never gotten this because they're not even in the content. They're stupid. And I gotta be honest, they are stupid. That you're fetishized to other groups of men, including some of your native men, which is natural because black people should be intermingling, mating, procreating, Nothing's wrong with it. That's natural. But to other groups, including in groups, you look at it as a fetish. Some of a means of a release. And normally 9 10 time for people to ask you for that, some people are not gonna ask, they're just gonna do it in. So the man that you're dealing with that you might say that doesn't want, that means he wants with you. That's difference. He lets you go on a dating show without no problem. Red flag. Usually if he says something and opposes it, that tells me he is really into you and wants you. Because they're very possessive. Some of these non-black men in general. Hell, hear from his woman. His woman tell you that. But I forgot. Most black women don't listen to Miss Ann because they work hard to be Miss Ann. I forgot. My apologies. All right, let's go. Phrase.
Wait, he doesn't want. You had the conversation already.
Yeah, of course. It's the first because that's my first thing.
You need to be sure if they were passing behind or not.
Did
Before
you
we
tell
waste each
him about
other's
your
time.
ex?
Yeah, I told him about him and he was like, no, I don't do asses. So, yeah.
Well.
Indeed. Where is he from? Which nationality is he?
He's from Spain.
What?
Spain.
Oh, Spain. You speak Spanish.
If this man
Como estas?
was to marry you, would you want to stay in Uganda or go with him?
Spanish. Ain't that something? Matter of fact, where's Kevin? Y'all guys are dumb as hell. The Spaniards, just like most European nations, are well known to doing that degenerate behavior. Man, you can't. Yo, you can't make this is up for real, man. Wait. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
And she reminded me of this. Oh, that didn't play. And also, she reminded me of this too.
A sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. Sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro.
Sick Negro. Fair use.
Spain.
I wouldn't mind where I would go because love is where he is
where you'll be.
Yeah, it's where I'll be. When we're together, that's what is important.
Does your family know you are with Mzungu?
It doesn't because he didn't officially marry me. Yes. What if he changes his mind?
So with the black man, did your family know or did your friends?
Oh, did you say her family doesn't know that she's dating and potentially gonna procreate with a white man? Let me wind it back. Make sure I heard that well. Let's go to rewind that.
You speak Spanish.
If this man was to marry you, would you want to stay in Uganda or go with him to Spain?
I wouldn't mind where I would go because love is where he is
Is where
Well,
you'll be.
yeah, it's where I'll be. Well, when we're together, that's what is important.
Does your family know you are with Mzungu?
It doesn't because it didn't officially marry me. Yes, what if
So you are out here on the carousel, baby. Ah, damn it. God fucking. Wait, hold on. No, I gotta play Kevin. He's the Godfather's undefeated, man. God damn it.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
She is a sick Negro, man.
The sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. Sick Negro. This is a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro.
Let's continue.
changes his mind?
So with the black man, did your family know or did your friends know that you were with the black man?
Yeah, my friends knew, but not my family. You know, when someone doesn't marry you, why would you show him to your family members?
Maybe because you're just
What if
friendly.
he's just playing with you?
But do you think your family would give you a little different respect or treatment somehow if you told them you were with a white person compared to if you were with a black person?
I don't think. I think it's just normal because it's normal. We know it's normal. We are modernized. We know it's normal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, people, she's hiding this from her family members. Said when we about to get married, that's different. So I'm not sure. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to hit somebody on Discord to ask anybody that's from Uganda to ask about their family Norways in regards to their daughters. And I'm gonna have to start hit up somebody who's from Uganda. I gotta ask. I'm gonna find someone that's from the content and maybe have them on this channel. I gotta have a conversation about this because I find a lot of African people that have these non-blacks or Mzugus out here just doing too much, man. Okay, one guy wrote something. The Spaniards are not going to take up back to Spain because his people are not going to accept her. They're not. They are very. Oh, really? Where you from, Mr. Pitbull? What I want to know a little bit. Let's keep playing.
You have friends. Do you advocate for them to date white men?
Oh yeah. My friends, some told me they don't like. They see them as.
God, why? Because they get
They see
red.
them as they say like make the circle.
Direct translation. I can't get with those.
And then some say they date them because of food.
I understand what that is. That bleep. But what do you mean bleep? What's that sound? Furious.
Food. Yeah, when they want to try out nice food in nice restaurants,
They call the
go
white
for
guys.
these white men for food, but they don't really like them, and some really like them.
So do you think that most Ugandan ladies like white men or not really, or just like half?
I think like quarter
A quarter like them.
who really like them, and then half like them for their property.
Money and stuff.
Yes.
More than money, they want that mixed baby and hopefully be accepted into whiteness. That's what they really want because most men got money. A good portion of men that's traveling to Uganda or any part of Africa always got some paper on them, and women don't mind them spend money. But the purpose or the point is, a non-black man going into your country and you out there just putting yourself out there is more than just him paying. You want everything, including him to, in how the word I want to say, to inject their seed into you and shoot the club. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, the whole end game a lot of black women want, including ones in Africa, they want this.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. No, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn for God.
So all the Black Americans who watch this podcast, they have absolutely no chance, right?
No chance.
Oh wow.
But no black man in the right state of mind will want to deal with that. Like my good friend Destiny said, the last thing you want to do, and I would say this, I would say this. Don't take back no woman that's sitting there just sucking and screwing all groups of men, including non-black men, for fun or sport. Period. Hell, they always say and declare once you go outside the group that you're deemed untainted. So why you don't do the same thing? Because let's be clear, a good portion of these ladies, like this lady on the screen, have no problem messing around with other groups of men. And trust me, she is messing around. At her age and where she resides, is typical for Western women. They're dancing, they're screwing, they're jumping and screwing and messing with all types of men, including non-black men. And they be on what I like to call the Roberta's carousel. They be on that carousel until the carousel can't ride no more. Let's continue.
Ooh, sorry, guys.
And the guy writes, I'm in Chicago. The Spaniards are some of the original colonizers. I wish she would take her black ass to Spain. She's going to have a rude way. You know what? I think with this particular woman, her name is what's her name again? I forgot the name of this bitch name. What's her name? Check. Her name is Noble Pie. She's not going nowhere. She's going to stay in Uganda. And the reason why I say is because this woman, she's not in the business of traveling outside her hometown, much as her homeland or her country. In my opinion, she's not going nowhere. She's gonna stay in that little area, that region, that country she's in, and just hop from cock to cock until one day a white man says, "All right, I'm gonna put a ring on it." Let that sink in. All right, let's keep going.
Sorry.
That's the first lady ever.
Off camera, you said that you sometimes you may get with a black man because he can give you the satisfaction that the white man won't give you in terms of the bedroom. Expound on that. Tell us more.
I said what I mean, I can date him for the reason, but I am not interested. You can date someone. There are different reasons for dating. You can date someone for satisfaction, and then date someone for marriage.
But there's
or
no
lifetime.
for marriage, it must be the white guy.
So I can, but I don't want.
Only for
I can date you, but I don't want you.
Well,
you could date him, but you don't want you. So in bird salad language, if you meet my attraction, I'm gonna sit on your cock and give you a throat cup. But other than that, that's as far as it goes. You know, most black men will take you on that offer, sweetie. And a lot of black men in some parts of Uganda or any part of African nations, they will do that. They'll kindly use you for usefulness. You'll be useful for the group. You're gonna be, used for sexual desires. And after a while, they send you back on your merry way. Send you back to the streets. And that's where streets you belong. So you're gonna be like many ladies of your age. Y'all are always on the cock carousel. Sad. Very sad. Furious.
man, now you know.
My bad.
Black
brothers.
women can use you too for the bedroom stuff.
Booty clapping sounds.
Girl.
I guess her mind is made
I
up.
want to know though.
Yeah.
I have been around people that like white men. I've dated a white man before as well. But I want to know, do you think Ugandan ladies or African ladies in general, there are some things they will accept to do because this person is a white man and they will not accept to do them because this person is a black man?
Good question. I was gonna ask it.
Yes.
Tell us more. Like, way.
These black ladies, they will accept to do to wear indecent. Okay, they'll accept to tolerate those, as I said, the ass stuff, they can tolerate to pass through the ass. As I said, I was surprised for a black man to ask me for the ass because I know you don't. It's not in our culture.
It's not in many cultures. Black people should not be engaged in. And I said this before and say it again. You see, black people now engage in eating backsides, sucking their sexual organs. Hell, they even go as far as, like I said, engage in backdoor activities. But yet again, black people are engaged in enjoying the type of sexual degeneracy. So to find, you say you find black men that wants that. I mean, one of two things come out. Either he's one of the men that is what I like to call the pokey man, a pokey man that likes to get poked and poke people, or he's some other degenerate that watches too much adult movies. One or the other. It's one or the other. All right, one guy writes, Spain, Italy, etc. are known to be racist to black people. The black women are on YouTube crying about being discriminated against in Italy. These swirlers are some. You know what? If you find some articles or videos, I do one better because you're not pop up in the chat room like that. I'm gonna put my Discord. I want you to post any of those on Discord or on my Facebook friend page. I want that information as soon as possible. I might cover that in future streams. All right, let's keep going.
The black man in the comment section. Tell him.
By the way,
he's not passing
to
me.
pass through the ass.
Would you pass it up?
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Okay. So some black ladies will accept for money because they have a problem. Maybe they want that 1 million, that 2 million. So they'll just accept
The booty clapping.
the booty and then.
But even if it's not just for money, do you think black women can be so desperate for a white man that they will adjust themselves, whatever the culture says you must not do with your anus, because it's a white man? Because it's a white man, I would just... You understand what I mean? Even if it's not for money. But because he's a Muzungu and he likes this, I will adjust myself. They do.
Some will, because you know these white men are not picky. You can find a lady who you don't expect, who you think is ugly and is working with a white man. They are not picky. So some will because he has chosen her. Yes.
There are some girls that you can look at and be like, she's too ugly to be with a white man.
Okay, whom you can think he's ugly, yes, but a white man feels attracted to her.
Yeah.
What girls do you think are normally the target for white men?
I think this guy is like dark skin, slim, tall, not short, tall girls.
What's the secret with the slim, dark, tall girls?
Yeah, but
With no nyash.
yeah. Do white men don't like nyash?
I think black men are interested in and booty stuff because like maybe when you wear some outfit like a gomesi, you're attracted, you're smart in a gomesi, you're respectful, you're fitting in that house as a wife. Maybe that's the reason
why black men
By
want
the way,
women with
which
bums.
is leading me to a question.
Yeah.
Do you think white men like the flat behind ladies because it's easier to pass by their anus because of small nyash?
I think those
I'm curious, guys.
I think those who really go for love, they don't care about the size.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. So we really can't change your mind on your preferences. Guys, we're running out of time.
I told
Esther,
y'all.
any last
No,
questions?
remember my last words. I remember there's a time Austin Holloman, the Passport Bros in Kenya were going so viral. Oh, they're treating the Kenyan ladies like this. And I remember I made a remark. Let the Houston elements of this world be. Because the white men are having life the easiest way ever. That's on her.
White men be clapping cheeks.
Yeah,
after.
we be here complaining.
A lot.
Passport Bros, they're doing this to our women. Find out what white men are
Those
doing.
white men are
You'll be
booty.
shocked.
But I will say for the black girls out there,
No, Mr. Charlie is having his fun because black women are dumb, naive, and very gullible because they want, like the elder said, Mr. Igmore said it best, and he laid it out as clear as day. This is what black women real intentions desire when deal with non-black men.
21 years military, 13 years overseas since 1994. All the white men I knew during my service military with black baby mamas would never put on child support. Explain this reality, black woman. So, no, they got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right? They got their reparations, a mixed baby and a white dude, right?
You a goddamn for God.
Did that answer your question? Let's continue. Wrap this up.
Like, come on. No, you
Stop getting them cheese claps.
No, like you can do you don't have to think like that. You don't have to think like the white man is the it. Like date your fellow black people, you know.
Preference, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hating on her preferences.
However,
she has stood her ground by the way this whole episode. This is our first guest. She has not been swayed.
We've never had
Someone this bold.
Girl.
Yeah.
She has stood her ground. What's the message to the black men who are watching this?
Yeah.
Let's two messages. One to the black men, the second one to the white men.
No, we don't do the white men. It's the King God. The black men.
Message to black men.
Message to the black men.
Yeah, screw that. Just because you have to lustful desire, ain't nobody giving no message to Miss Charlie. Miss Charlie don't need a message. All you know is to show up. You give up the booty cheeks and give up mouth. Easy. They have to require nothing. No required needed. He just shows up. And all you do is pull down your panties. That's all that's required from you. Nothing more, nothing less. Fair use.
A message to black men out there watching me. I think you should adjust on your words. Like you should stick to your words. Like know whom you love, know whom you like. Don't say you like me because I have my big breasts. When they fall, you change your minds. Just stick to what you like.
So in actual sense, black men, they should take a lesson from white men.
From some white men.
Some white men. And what is that lesson that black men should take? To what? Keep upfront and real with you? Let me tell you something. If the white man told you that he wants multiple mates, you'll be down with it because you're not going to push back and give him no pushback. A black man keeps real with you, you'll get pushback because he is just like yourself that looks in that goddamn mirror. You see yourself as evil. The epitome, the representation of the devil. And last time I checked, black people don't like evil. Once black people know who is good and who's bad, who's God, who's devil, the one thing how the mind works is the mind works in a way to resolve and fix that problem. So if black people look at and view themselves as evil, the epitome of or what we like to call the devil, and my words are kind of twisted, so follow me here. What do black people do to change that? I'll tell you what they'll do. One thing they'll do, they'll lighten their skin, i.e. Serena Williams. And I'm gonna name a few celebrities. Even Beyonce, she also lightened up, as you could tell. But that's another story. Also, they will change their features. Preferably go under the knife and change their nose. Maybe get some work done in the body. And the last thing they'll do is, like, and the most detriment of all, they'll go out and have mixed children. Yes. Because the mixed children will not stay within the racial groups. They will go out and mix with other non-black people. That's the whole premise of why they went and mix bloods. That's the way black people correct and fix their problem and try to go from being what is considered evil or what we call the devil in image incarnate from what they see through the mirror of themselves and return to God form, godlike, which is the white man. And I know this goes over head because a lot of people don't feel comfortable saying because they think this is nonsense. No, think about it. If this is not factual, black people will move in a different way where they don't view themselves as the epitome of evil. Fair use.
That's the ones who want to pass through the ass, right?
Okay, what would you tell African women that are interested in Bazungu?
Young
what
black
would you
girls.
Yeah.
African women who are interested in white men, you should know that these people don't like to be, they don't like lies. Yeah, you should always not lie. They don't like lie. They don't like cheating. You should also be bold as them.
Do you think white men don't cheat?
I said some.
You said they're not good. They're
Even
human.
do you think all black men cheat?
With my experience, most.
Oh, that be
So there you have it. And the reason why she says some, because it goes back to, again, she's not gonna say anything in opposition that will not garnish the possibility of being in a actual relationship, which will lead to marriage and a mixed child from Mr. Charlie. You're never gonna see no black woman say that white men cheat just like all other men. They're gonna say some, because by giving the green light and giving the assumption that they are faithful, in their back in their stupid minds, and let me tell you something, a lot more dumb. They're gonna tell most non-black men that while non-black men are going around screwing behind their backs like anybody else, i.e., listen to their women, you dumb bitch. See how simple that is? But I get it. I understand. I understand how the game is. I can't hate the player. Gotta love the game. Fair use.
being said, where can the black men find you? Sorry. Where can people find you on social media?
I use number Pi256 on all my social media handles.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. O'Shea, last word?
You about to get a lot of messages, I can tell you that.
No, she's not getting a message. The only thing that's in the future is she gonna screw with the right Mr. Charlie, and God forbid she catch some. Because think about it. If you're solely giving your time and energy to one group of men and say no other group but them, that tells you where your mind's at. You get what you deserve. And that's the end of this video. I'm gonna look forward to your thoughts in the comment section of this one. If there's any comments, which I doubt there's gonna be comments for this video, links to follow me are the above. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos27. Add me on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Join my Discord service. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23 Rumble. What else? And last but not least, please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Membership has perks. Still look for members. Try and grow the membership, for other more exclusive content, down the line. On that, thank y'all for watching and listening to today's stream. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video. Until next time. The Chaos
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.